Let's greet true parents. I would like to invite Pastor Juvenal Stasio from Pernambuco to make our prayer. Sorry, he is muted. That's why I'm not translating.
Pastor Juvenal, desculpa, o microfone do senhor está desligado.
So we are just arranging. Thank you so much. Good evening, everyone. Reverend King and President Koichi and all the brothers and sisters with our gathering here from all Brazilian states. Good evening, true parents, heavenly parents of all humankind. On this moment, we are here inviting your presence with our brothers and sisters. We ask you, Father, for all the families could absolutely be centralized on your parents in this moment so special, Father, in order to us to feel your presence with all the families. We want to follow you together. We would like to substantialize the presence of God in this special era. We pray with a huge gratitude to be living in this so precious time on the history. We would like to ask and be grateful for your blessings, the sacred blessings for the Latin America, heavenly Latin America, and for Brazil. We would like to become a country centralized and transparent, heavenly parents to parents with a huge and big gratitude. We would like to ask your protection for all the families, for us to save families in the life, in order to these families to become Chambo family and live their life as true parents and heavenly parents. We are grateful for the true mother's life, healthy. For we would like to ask for her healthy life to lead us. We would like to ask for the protection and healthy for representatives of true parents that are here in heavenly South America as well. Reverend King and our national leader, President Koichi, that they really have a heard of Father, Heavenly Father. We would like for prepare for their lives and the lives for of our leaders, missionaries that are in the front of line. We are grateful for because we have our physical body and we can have your presence gathered with other families as true families centralizing on true parents. We would like to have victory, and that's why we are asking for your inspiration in this year of 2021. We pray for all the families to become Chambo family in October of this year. Once more, we would like to be grateful and we relate report this year in my name, centralized on a blessed family. I do. Thank you so much, Pastor Juvenal, for your prayer. We will have 3 presentations, sharings, testimonies, and we are gonna have after all the Q&A section and then the words of Reverend King. We would like to ask for the translators, not sorry, for the speakers to speak slowly for the translators. We would like to invite Pastora Angela for her testimony. Good evening, everyone. Can you hear me?
Boa noite.
Sim, pode começar.
Tá. Então, meu nome é
So
Edilânia.
my name is Edilania Moraes. I'm married with Eduardo Moraes, and we are from Caruaru, Pernambuco.
O microfone está desligado.
She's just arranging her microphone.
Agora sim.
Desculpa. Então, somos abençoados.
Okay, we are married in the blessing of 2000 years. We we have four children. One is in the spiritual world, extended with 27 days of life. And then we began the ancestral liberation, and we already concluded the liberation and blessings of 430 generations. And now we are concluding the 430 blessings. We began in 2019 in April. We went at a spot where was a really big area where cultural events of Christians were being held. And then in that place, we gave the blessing for a lot of persons. Here we have some pictures in an event called Na Paixão de Cristo in a city called Fazenda Nova, and that we were approaching people and they were fulfilling the forms with their dates. And then sometimes we assigned the forms, and that period was a really good time for us. And after that, we began to give the blessing in parks, squares in Caruaru, with the help of our central figure, our pastor. In 2020, we stopped a bit because of the COVID pandemic. And then right now we are going home by home and doing these activities. What has been a really emotional and nice experience for us. We were always doing everything with the protocol of COVID. And we feel that people wanna share, wanna speak with us about their life, is they wanna share about their sorrow as well. Something that we are feeling really strong in the last days. So we have other pictures right now in Fazenda Nova. This picture is in my home in December of 2019. So we gather some friends and I invited them for a prayer, is what I told them. And they came, and then we concluded the 2019 with 5 blessings, especially those blessings in the pictures. And after in 2020, in the beginning, we realized it, other gathers of blessings in our condominium, and people were really grateful for this blessing, for this experience. And our visits in this year, home by home, we have one picture right now of those visits. We have more other pictures. We are giving the blessing for our family, especially my family. We are focusing on my mother-in-law in order for them to become Chambo family. Her husband extended to the spiritual world. 10 years have passed since this happened. So we are with her. she's going as well with us to give the blessing, even though she has some health issues. She's coming with us.
Pode passar o slide. Essas foram bênçãos tanto aqui no condomínio como também
So
nos bairros,
this picture is of some blessings that we gave in our area with our community and in other zones as well.
Pode passar o slide. Esses também são das praças, né?
Some lessons that we gave in the squares and parks. And there is a couple that we had already finished, and this picture, those pictures there, there. And we gave the blessing for them after we had given for all the families during the day. And then for a moment we were preparing to go home, but when I came back, those couples were there. So I thought I should invite them to receive this blessing. And then this person is brother of a blessed family of our church. So I thought that our ancestors had guided us to meet them. Those are some visits that we are doing on our current time right now, even though we are into this pandemic. We gave some blessings for those persons, and a Christian person made a prayer for us too. We went to a home with 3 youngs, and they were really happy to receive us there.
Pode voltar. Tinha algumas fotos, né, que eu não sei como está o meu tempo, mas de umas famílias, né, essa última semana que a gente saiu.
Some families in this last week, we were concluding the blessing with them. And usually I go to give the blessing after left my sons and daughters in the school. And when I am going back home, I use this time to give the blessings. And I met a person, a woman with a lot of children in her door of our home. We offered the wine for them there to receive it. And all the children's, they wanted to drink the juice and the wine as well. In the moment of prayer, I got really emotional, and I had an experience with God in that time. God telling me the reason why we are going as those persons, and He told me how much He has expectations onto us through these activities. Even today, I gave some blessings, and I felt that I need to be, I need to feel more repentance, because why I didn't understood before the importance of the blessings. And I feel as we are being a bridge for God to meet their sons and daughters that are losing into the world. So we are not looking forward our self-recognition, but we are looking for the sons and daughters of God to restore them. So it was really amazing. We felt as that the HTM activities are not only to achieve a goal, it is not only to achieve the 430 horizontals, because we are being a bridge, a channel. we are given people spreading the words of God for them. So we are being a channel. It is not only to achieve a goal, it's not so simple. So this has been our experiences during this time. And every day is a different emotion, it's a different experience. And sometimes in only one street, we got more than 43 blessings because people approach us, they ask us because they see that we're giving the blessing for another persons, others, and then they are curious and they are really open and they are for for many times they are really leading a sorrowful life. So they really want to receive us. They really want to have us in their homes because they are passing for a lot of difficulties, especially right now in this COVID pandemic time. And sometimes we don't enter at their home because we know about the risk to pass the virus, even though we know we don't have it at first moment, but we are doing everything with the protocols. And sometimes it's really hard to balance all the activities because I need to help my husband in his company. So I need to lead with our job to take care of our children's and so that's why we are training some members as well because we are helping each other in this moment. And sometimes in 30 minutes we have 20 lessons or 13 lessons. So it's something that is happening really quickly. And people, the persons really wanna receive this blessing and they wanna receive this God message. Sometimes persons the people do not want to receive the wine because they don't want to drink, but we are always explaining them this is something from God, this is the God message for you, so we need to receive it. We are always encouraging them to receive. As I already told you, we are me and my husband, we are preparing ourselves to become Chambo families in October. So I would like to thank for this opportunity. And this is my share. And thank you so much. Thank you so much for this report, for this testimony. We're gonna receive Mr. Gonzalez from Paraguay. Good good evening, everyone.
Buenas noches. ¿Me
Good
escuchan?
evening.
¿Me escuchan?
Estamos escuchando.
Buenas noches. Bien. Muchas gracias. Buenas noches a todos los
Good evening,
hermanos.
everyone. All the brothers and sisters that are gathered here. I'm with, we are blessed with Nicole, and we have a daughter and a son, and our daughter is almost coming. My wife is pregnant, and right now I would like to share about our base to do those activities.
Siguiente diapaz. El trabajo que venimos haciendo es, ¿verdad? Como estuvimos estudiando, ¿verdad? En la escuela de líderes o en el mesianismo tribal sobre establecer y formar una trinidad, ¿verdad? Para que desde ese punto podamos trabajar. Si tres personas o tres familias pueden unirse, entonces eh, se establece una base firme, ¿verdad? Para trabajar. Con mis padres físicos, que ellos ya son prácticamente familia Chombo, ellos están trabajando ahora para restaurar 43
So we
familias.
are just continuing into the foundation of my parents because they are from our church as well, and with our spiritual parents too.
Por mi hermano y su señora esposa, que también ya son bendecidos. También con mi señora, entonces formamos una trinidad. A partir de ahí empezamos a trabajar. Sobre, eh, en cuanto al trabajo que se viene haciendo, ¿verdad? Ya desde el año, vamos a decirle, donde la madre viene a, a que podamos preparar, a que podamos dar la prebendición, que puede pasar la siguiente diapositiva. Nosotros empezamos a dar la prebendición, el vino santo, ¿verdad? Primeramente con mi esposa, ¿verdad? Estas fotos, ¿verdad? Son de la mayoría prácticamente de nuestra
So here we have some pictures that we are given the blessing for our community from all the surroundings of our area.
Mérito tiene el trabajo que han hecho son mis padres, ¿verdad? Por eso empecé diciendo que por esa base nosotros empezamos trabajando. Trabajo muchas a eso, ¿verdad? Acción y bendición que ellos han hecho, gracias a la liberación y bendición que ellos han hecho y
And
también
thanks to the liberation and blessings of my parents, we could have a really big foundation to give the blessing of for these persons. So we are advancing as well in our responsibility as sons and daughters and passing to the next step. So the first of all, that the first point that we went through was that we began to give some blessings because my parents lives in the countryside and her parents as well. And at the end of this activity, in the conclusion time, we could work together and accomplish the 430 horizontals. In this moment, our current moment, we could finalize, and it was a really emotional time for us because the persons with we invited to these activities
nosotros
were really open to receive us. And we were always doing prayers and devotion conditions to go in direction of persons. And at the end, we could substantialize this ceremony of conclusion. And we felt a really big blessing, and we felt grateful because we can't work with true parents in this time of the history. And when we began to know our fallen natures, we thought that we needed to eliminate them in order to complete for the next step.
Este fue, ¿verdad? De la liberación bendición que se realizó el 23 de mayo
So it was
pasado, ¿verdad? En Brasil, como mis padres ya habían completado
we we could finish the blessings in the last year in November because our parents already did a liberation of 130, so we continued with the blessings. and we could accomplish the liberation of my wife's side in this year, and we are working to conclude the blessings as well. This is a job that we've been realizing in our current moment. So we have some goals for the next blessings, that is to help my parents to accomplish, substantialize the 40-30 families and work into this foundation with them, because we are a community, we are all united. And then the next goal is to give the blessings for 400 finish, to conclude the 430 blessings, especially in the sides of my wife. And I want to work in the level of community in my region. So I would like what I would like to say right now is that we cannot achieve goals only with the quickness. We need to advance with the unity, with parents, children, central figures, leaders. This is the only way for us to achieve big things. And I'm really happy to share with you in this moment. If you have any questions, I'm open to reply them. So I am really motivated to advance in this way to give a rest for our two parents. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for your presentation. Next, we'll have the presentation from Colombia, from Mr. Jose Rivero. Let's receive him with a round of applause. Okay. Hello, good evening. Can you hear me? Can you hear me well? Can you hear me? Yes, okay. Well, as you know, my name is Jose Rivero, and we are working in the city of Bucaramanga in Colombia. We are a blessed family from 1997, and we have a family made of four children, two from before the blessing and two of second generation. And in this moment, I have the position of the providential leader here in Bucaramanga. But before that, we always used to give testimony. I like to 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 share some slides. Yeah, they will allow the co-host permission for him. Sorry. Mhm. So the account is he's mentioning about the account to share. Okay, then they will begin. So this is my family, my wife, and here are my four children, four, oh, two daughters and two sons. My elder daughter received a blessing, and I have a grandson that is a second generation child, and I also and my other children are are going hopefully to the next blessing. So can you hear me well? Can you hear me well? Okay. Now they are fixing the presentation issue. Just a moment. Sorry for that. Can you hear me well? Can you see the presentation? Yes. Yes, you can see. Mm-hmm. So thank you very much. Sorry for this issue. So this is my family, made from my wife and my four children, two from first generation and two of second generation. And I have also one grandson, and my elder daughter is already blessed with a brother from Peru, and we also have a second gen grandson. In our witnessing life, before having responsibility in the province, we also had spiritual children that also built their own families, and many of them with second generation children from those two from whom he witnessed to. So regarding the ancestor liberation, it was an incredible experience, and this is my family, and it was really it is really hard to think when you think, but when you have the heart to do, then heaven gives the opportunity for you to achieve it. And I cannot express myself better rather than saying it's a miracle, because I feel that only by myself I wouldn't be able to achieve it. Here with the reality of Colombia, then our national leaders here in Colombia made us make a promise for us to fulfill our ancestral liberation before 2013, and until 2012 until 2012 we weren't able to finish all because of financial hardships, and I really ask heaven in thousands of ways, how can I do it? and then in the last week, one one physical sister that is also my spiritual daughter asked me how I was doing and what I was doing for the providence, and in the end she gave me them the half of the money that we need in order to finish um, our responsibilities regarding the spiritual liberation, and it was really a miracle because I wasn't used to talk to her, and I didn't previously say anything about it to my sister. But then from her came the money, and we were able to finish the liberation and the blessing, the blessing of 210 generations and until 2013. But after that, when the path for the 430 was open, then we achieved it, the liberation and the blessing. So here in the picture, we can see the welcoming ceremony to our ancestors together with our family, with a banquet, with a feast to receive our ancestors. And here we have a witnessing method that is being successful for us. Here here we have like an outdoor of around 3 meters of diameter, and we place it there in the parks, in other public places, and through that we give witnessing. And also we have a combi that is a big car, and we have this picture of your parents and their words, and then through our service car we are also giving testimony, witnessing, and it is really beautiful because it opens the space for people to ask and get curious about. We also help other families for them to develop their tribes, and we give support and help for these families for them to give the Holy One ceremony and also fulfill their 130 horizontal. So we are supporting these families. This is other pictures supporting families in the field in the state of Santander where they are living. And we, beyond working together with them, we gave blessing to this couple's tribe as well. This is a small family that that was in Chile, but this family is in Chile, but the wife is from the Santander region. They're from Colombia, and those are their two second generation children. I am really proud when these families when I see these families as prosperous and giving hope to the future. And we believe them that having heavenly parents and true parents in is the most divine thing that one can have. And here we have some families in the park that are Central Blessed families already from the city of Bucaramanga and some other cities around. And I invited them to do witnessing together and make activities that could inspire them and teach them how to do in order for them to be successful at it also. And and many of them are doing their HTM activities by themselves through witnessing, through social service, and other methods as well. And it is really beautiful to be able to help people to achieve their own responsibilities. Here's some other activities of social service, giving food to giving food to migrants from Venezuela. This is a path that many Venezuelan refugees go through. So we give food to them as well. And also through the social activities, we can we can witness to these people as well. So through this they can receive God's love through through each of us, with us being the mediators. Here also we we have the blessing of the 430 horizontal blessings. They are so these in the pictures are their tribe. Many of them are from Venezuela, including many family members of their own relatives. Mhm. So the wives and the bridegrooms, and this is also a work that we are doing in the parks and many parts of the cities as well. So we are doing here continuously these works during the night, during the day, and we have many experiences through this kind of witnessing. Sometimes we give blessing to one, two, three couples, but the most difficult part is to begin. But once we begin, then the spiritual environment changes a lot, and there's nothing stopping us. This special couple, we we are we were witnessing, and they said them that they already received, but then they they again were together with their children and bringing their children. The children were really catalyzers for them to properly receive this time the holy wine. So here we also another holy wine blessing activities. One of these especially, we we said to her them that this blessing was eternal, and there was no way for the spouses to leave each other. And when she heard that, she really started to cry, and we couldn't stop, or we couldn't continue, because she started to hug her husband and didn't let him go, and it took some time to continue because they both didn't say anything, but was really happy and a really good experience. So here is my wife and my children working together. One thing that I would like to recommend to each one, to everybody, is that the best way to witness is to go outside with our wife and our children. This is the best witnessing. So here we have pic- pic- pictures of the parents' activities that we place being like a gallery. So everything that we can use as a material, we really recommend to use everything that you can. So this is basically our presentation. Thank you very much, and let's continue with our activities. So yeah, my time is finishing. Thank you very much.
Ok, muito obrigado
Thank
pela
you very much
apresentação.
for
Agora
for a presentation.
as
Now
pessoas que tiverem
Now, those who have questions
os
for
apresentadores,
for the presenters,
por favor, pode
you
fazer sua
can
pergunta,
raise your hand. You
pode
can
levantar a mão
make
para o
make your
microfone
question,
liberar e a coordenadora vai abrir o microfone.
and we will open your microphone. So Mrs. Sara, to Mrs. Sara Galarce, you can make your question.
Hola, buenas noches.
Hello, good evening.
Soy Sara Galarce,
I am Sara Galarce, the mother of Mrs. Sara Bobadilla
Soy de Chile.
from Chile,
Conozco
and I know
todo lo relacionado
I
de
know
la
all that
federación.
related with the federation. Seems like her connection fell. So it seems like she had a problem. So let's go to the next person. Mrs. Virginia Fernandez, you can make your question, please.
Muy buenas noches.
Good
¿Me
evening.
escucha?
Can you hear me? Yes, yes.
Muy buenas noches,
So good evening.
queridas familias.
Dear families, brothers and sisters,
Tengo una
I
pregunta.
I have a question.
Antes de
Before
digamos, preparándonos para salir todo eso, ¿hay
before
algún
preparing
tipo de
Can you
to
can
preparación?
leave,
you can you open video?
Ah, ya. Ay, que hace frío.
it's because it's
Mi
cold,
pregunta
sorry.
es,
So my question is,
antes de salir a dar
before
la
going out
preparación, ¿hay
to
algún tipo
to
de
give the holy wine,
preparación
is there any kind of preparation of the environment
para
that you
para
do
poder animarse? Porque
in
también
order to get excited and to
cuesta, por ejemplo, especialmente salir solita,
go out?
mi esposo trabaja hasta
Because for
tarde
me it's a little bit
y bueno,
difficult
yo también a mi
because
trabajo
when I
y
go out I have to go alone
entonces,
because my husband
como decían en delante la
is
pandemia, es
working.
muy difícil a veces
and
empezar
and as some of the presenters said,
los
the most
eventos.
difficult part
Pero
is to
mi
start.
pregunta es esa,
But
¿qué tipo de preparación realmente
so that's
hacen
why
antes
I
de
ask,
salir
what kind
a
of
dar ese
environment
evento?
preparation do you do
Yo
before
también,
going out
yo a veces
to give the holy
necesito
wine ceremony?
descansar. Tengo
Here
un
in my
hijo
case,
y mi hijito más,
he,
pero yo creo
here
que
in my case,
todos
my
terminamos,
husband
igual
is
estamos en
out
ese proceso también.
in the most part of the
Ese es
day,
mi
and I
pregunta.
have
Muchas gracias.
a baby son as well. So I want to learn more from your experience. Thank you very much. I think this was an open question. So yes. So for my sister, one thing that we use ourselves personally is the best tool is prayer. Prayer and and the confidence that I can go out. As someone helped me, I can help someone. Thinking on God and in the other person, anyone in the streets need help. So this heart that I had in my prayer and and as to the ancestors to guide the people to guide us should where should we go this evening. And as for our case, the best play the best day that we did was during Sunday. And then I pray to my ancestors for them to guide for them to guide us, especially going during the lunchtime and praying to God and our ancestors for the people to accept well the initiative and doing that determination. Let's do 2 hours, let's do 3 hours, 1 hour, and then pray a lot. 2 3 days before, start praying for this day that you are going out, reporting that you will go out for 2 3 1 hour. Pray in order for you to achieve results and have this internal strength to to motivate your activities. And once you overcome this barrier, everything becomes easy, because all of us has fear and has mistrust, but from God we can achieve energy. But when you pray, your ancestors, the saints, when you ask them for wisdom and inspiration to talk with the people, they will help you. This is something that I cannot explain too much, but this is what we are used to do here. Mrs. Adriana Souza, can you make your question, please? Good evening. I would like to know how do you approach people, especially going to the houses. How I would like to know, how do you approach people? Another open question. So actually, mhm. So I was really waiting for this question, because I was talking to my wife that the first sister that asked. Let's see. Yeah. So he was talking to his wife then that they were missing like a great opportunity of doing only in the public places and not going to the houses, and we changed our perspective. Then that with we going there to other people's houses is like God visiting their homes, and and this is there's something very important, and the change of perspective then that we have to do as well. I believe them that these activities, especially of going out to the houses, don't have to be just for us to be Chombo families, man, but especially to develop our own life of faith. So the other presenters would like to answer the question as well. Good evening. So our approach here in Caruaru, in the houses, we go to the houses and say that we are going to make a prayer for their family, especially in this time of pandemics. And many people invite us to come, because in these times of pandemic, people have hardships in going to the church. So they are really very receptive to us and then through the prayer and the whole ceremonial, they also drink the holy wine as well. and all the time that we all offer the prayer, it is interesting to see how people engage with the prayer as well. So this has been our experience in approaching people.
Ok, muito obrigado pelas
Okay,
perguntas. Tem
thank
alguém
you very
mais
much
que gostaria de fazer
for the
alguma
questions.
pergunta?
Is there anyone else that would like to make a question?
Conseguindo. Aí, boa noite.
Good evening.
Não está escutando, né? Fica todo mundo aqui.
Sim, estamos escutando.
Can you hear me? Okay. Yes, we can hear you. You can make your question. Okay. Okay, good evening. I would like to make a question. For example, we want to attend
Diretamente em coisas práticas com Xambô,
directly in the practical things, especially regarding Chombo, and I would like to know if there is a specific department here in Latin America that is responsible to gather the questions and answer these questions regarding Chombo. Is there any department with whom we can talk to and and have answers from from our questions? And it is really important, I believe, to have this kind of special department to this communication. And Mr. Brunelson's reply is that yes, we have. That is the Heavenly Child Messiah Academy, that we share the contact of of the academy's WhatsApp. So you can find the contact through the local central figure, and through this WhatsApp contact you can make your question, and we constantly receive and also answer many questions daily on a daily basis. So yes, we have this department, and through your central figure you can get this contact.
Alguém mais gostaria de fazer uma pergunta?
So someone else would like to make a question? Okay. So it seems like we have no more questions. So let's give continuity to our schedule and receive the words from Reverend David Okim. Let's receive him with a big round of applause.
Good evening, everybody. How was your last week? 1 week activities. So everybody keeps the clear goal of our daily life, internal and external. I hope that this Heavenly Tribal Messiahship, Heavenly Tribal Messiah School could support a lot, and then really put a certain guidance for you to really go to the providential way. Everybody now is aim to become Chambo family. So, and then during the work for the Chambo family, I mean, in the process to become Chambo family, and after becoming Chambo family, what kind of benefits or what kind of advantages we can gain? Today, I would like to share with this point what we can gain what kind of benefit, advantages, or whatever. You know, what is our kind of collections to become after becoming Chambo family? In order for you to really gain that, take that one, always we have to keep in mind that we have to question ourselves always why I have to work this way. Heavenly Tribal Messiahship. Why I have to go to the Heavenly Tribal Messiahship? Why I have to become Chambo family? And always why. And through this question to yourself, you have to have a clear answer by yourself. These answer may different among our blessed families or individual. Husband or wife even may think differently. Why? The point is that no matter what kind of religion, we have to clarify that I have to become Chambo. And then, some families will achieve this 400 vertically and horizontally, not so easily, but can achieve with a big, without the big difficulties. Some families, it will take a long time, and there are lots of obstacles. It's really hard. That's a different. Each family or each individual's way, road to go to Champo family is very different. But whether you go faster or whether you go slowly, I'm sure all Chambo family will gain a common conclusion or common benefit. That's the artistic oneness with the true parents and the artistic oneness with heavenly parents. That's very clear. What does it mean? The artistic oneness with the true parents. If you, as an individual, with your own motivation, your own reason why you have to become Chambo family. In many cases, you may not become Chambo family. But because that's the providential responsibility, portion of responsibilities, that's why. Because of God and because of true parents, we can put the why. That's why. When we work to fulfill Heavenly Tribal Messiahship, we can work. We are able to overcome lots of obstacle, not centering on my motivation, but centering on God-centered motivation. This kind of behavior centering on God or God-centered motivation, the result will come different. Certain understanding or recognition or certain achievement is not only related with my artistic foundation, but also that's a true parents foundation and heavenly parents foundation. That's why the benefit or the advantage once we become Chambo family for us to gain is to be able to achieve artistic oneness with God. That means we will be able to experience, and then we will know what is God-centered heart, what is a God-centered conscience. That's why Chambo family is the only way and the easy way for humanity to be able to become one with the heavenly parents in heart and become children of heavenly parents. So all blessed family members, as brothers and sisters in heavenly South America, always keep this point. Why? Why I am doing? Why I have to become Chambo family, right? In the sense of heart. And I'm sure God will guide you and God will grow your heart eventually to be able to reach it and then meet and become one with God's heart. So without the realized experience and become one with God's heart, we cannot be the channel owner. And also we have to go more to become God's children. So once again, while we are working horizontally and vertically to make a tribe, but always we need focusing on this internal artistic motivation, artistic why. And I'm sure God will be with you and guide you to experience and gain this point. Thank you so much, all the blessed families. And today is we have 25th or 26th class, so which means we had managed more than 6 months, 6 months of HTM class. So from this month, our Heavenly Child Messiah school class will be held 2 times a month. Today is the first week of Friday, right? That's why from now on, first week and third week, first and third Friday evening, 8 p.m., we will keep having HTM class. So once, twice a month, okay? So that means we will not have a class next week, but 2 weeks later, Friday, which means what day? We will have 18th, June 18th, we will have a next Heavenly Travel Messiah class. I hope all blessed family really aim to become Chambo family until this year, October 10th. Please don't forget and don't lose this goal and this purpose, and this artistic motivation. And then one day, once you reach a certain point, everything like a pops up, right? Just like a boom, you will have that kind of experience, just like break through the old kind of situation. That's a really kind of experience of internal spiritual ascension or artistic upgrade. artistic breakthrough. I'm sure you will be able to have this kind of experience. And through this experience, you will go close to Heavenly Parents for the steps. Okay, so I want to see more and more, and eventually all of our Heavenly South America blessed families to become Chambo family in Heavenly Parents' bosom. God bless all of your family members and your activities to become Chambo family. Join me in prayer. 기도합시다. 존귀하신 하늘 부모님, 사랑하옵는 천지인 참 부모님, 2021년 6월 첫 번째 금요일을 맞이해서 이제 저희 신남미의 모든 축복 가정들을 가야 될 그 천보 가정의 길을 놓고 이제 신종종 메시아 학교 25번째 클래스를 저희들이 가졌습니다. 이제부터는 한 달에 2번씩 클래스를 받게 되겠사옵고, 이제는 저희들이 왜 천보 가정이 되어야 되고 어떻게 신종종 메시아 활동을 하고 무엇을 갖춰야 되는지를 저희들은 다 알고 있습니다. 이제는 변하지 않는 우리의 각오와 결의를 중심 삼고 내 생활에 나 중심한, 사탄 중심한 모든 동기와 생활의 내용들을 극복할 수 있는 그러한 경험, 그러한 길을 통해서 하늘 부모님과의 만남, 그 하늘 부모님과의 만남을 중심으로 해서 종명의 그 섭리적인 책임을 완수하는 그러한 축복 가정들이 되어줄 수 있도록 허락하여 주시옵소서. 그러한 경험을 통해서 더더욱 하늘의 심정과 하나 되어지고 하늘과 영육으로 심정적으로 더 가까워서 사탄이가 다가오지 않는 사탄으로서 벗어난 하늘 부모님만을 모시고 살아갈 수 있는 그러한 위대한 천도 가정이 되어질 수 있도록 하늘이 함께하여 주시옵소서. 이 신정매 학교를 중심으로 저희들과 그동안 배웠고 저희들 가슴 속에 새기고 저희들 활동을 통해서 경험했던 내용을 부디 잃어버리지 않아요. 그것을 부모님, 천지인 참부모님과 연결시켜서 정말 천일국의 주인으로서의 자격과 가치를 가지고 살아갈 수 있는 천보 가정의 길이 되어질 수 있도록 역사하여 주시옵소서. 그 길로 나가는 그 길 위에 함께 해주시고 금년 10월 10일까지 저희들이 최선을 다해서 하늘 앞에 설 수 있는 천보 가정으로서 그 길 위에 언제나 당신의 지혜와 능력이 함께하여 주시기를 간절히 바라고 원하는 이 모든 말씀을 축복 중심 가정 김동우 정남 가정의 이름으로 보고드려 아뢰사옵나이다. 아주.
So now, let's offer our vow to finish. Thank you very much, everyone. Have a good night.
Thank you. Victory.
Let's have a great week.
Victory. Hello, family.
Victory, everybody, work hard.
Paso cósmico.
Buenas noches,
Buenas noches.
Buenas noches,